Stories of true crime often deal with very potent and important themes. They can change the way we view society, human nature, and perhaps most often, our notions about the idea of justice itself. Then there are crimes that teach us absolutely nothing. These are cases so bizarre and nonsensical that they often capture our attention simply because we have no idea what to make of them. Today, we wanted to take a look at a few examples of such crimes, focusing on stories that were either weird, lacked any reasonable motivation, or some combination of the two. Though there are countless examples that could definitely have made this list, these are just a few that stood out to us. Make sure to tell us about your favorite strange crimes in the comments section below. Before we get to our list, make sure to subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. With that out of the way, here is our list of 12 strange and totally senseless crimes. In December of 2019, a man wearing reindeer slippers was caught after a not-so-merry robbery attempt on an Arizona light rail train. Surveillance video showed that 26-year-old Austin Sherbert had tried to steal a woman's wheelchair out from underneath her and attempt to take off with it. Thankfully, he was chased off by other passengers before he could complete his senseless robbery, and the woman was mostly unharmed. When police caught up with Sherbert, he was arrested on 5 charges of robbery, kidnapping, and assault. He was still wearing the reindeer slippers. Though hotel room break-ins are apparently not uncommon, there are likely much easier ways to get food. 30-year-old Vinod Adhikari unfortunately found that out the hard way when he broke into a hotel room in Manassas, Virginia, simply to order room service. Needless to say, when hotel employees realized that the room hadn't been booked for the night, they canceled the order and called the police. Adhikari was charged with unlawful entry and public intoxication. In early 2016, reports began emerging about a serial cat shaver in the town of Minchinhampton, England. Owners described several of their cats returning with missing patches of fur, which appeared to have been trimmed off with an electric shaver. Reportedly, some cats were even targeted on more than one occasion. Understandably, both the owners and the cats were traumatized by the ordeal, though police were never able to discover who was behind the crimes. Strangely enough, the incident has been repeated several times since, with one story attracting a lot of attention in the US state of Virginia, and another particularly weird case in England, where the shaver only targeted ginger-haired cats. In late 2019, a video of 32-year-old Maya Autry went viral after she was filmed dancing in front of a lion at the Bronx Zoo. Autry broke into the enclosure in broad daylight, and appeared to be standing just feet away from the lion while waving her hands and calling out to the big cat. She had also broken into the giraffe enclosure earlier that day. After posting the video on Instagram, she was eventually tracked down by police and arrested for the dangerous stunt, charged with 2 counts of criminal trespass. In later interviews, Autry claimed that she never feared that the lion would attack her during the incident at the zoo, as she believed in reincarnation and was now one with the animal. She also said she meant no disrespect to the lion. In the summer of 2019, police in Walhalla, South Carolina pulled over Megan Danielle Holman after suspecting her of drunk driving. Understandably, her choice of vehicle was a bit of a giveaway. The 25-year-old was caught behind the wheel of a children's toy Power Wheels truck, telling police both that she was taking part in a scavenger hunt and that she was training to be a professional wrestler. Holman was stopped on a public road and was over a mile away from her home. She was arrested at the scene and charged with public intoxication. At some point during his visit to Toronto's Ripley's Aquarium in the fall of 2019, an intoxicated David Weaver decided that merely looking at the fish wasn't enough. Footage of the 38-year-old quickly went viral after he stripped naked and jumped into one of the aquarium's tanks, containing sand tiger sharks, sawfish, and moray eels. Weaver swam around the tank for some time, at one point even temporarily climbing out and performing a back dive into the water to loud cheers and applause. When he was finished, he simply put his clothes back on and left the aquarium. Weaver was arrested 4 days later during a vehicle stop in Thunder Bay, Ontario. and eventually pled guilty to mischief. In late 2015, employees at a Wendy's location in Palm Beach County, Florida, got quite the surprise when they attempted to serve a man at their drive-thru window. As an employee handed 24-year-old Joshua James his drink, he tossed a 3.5-foot alligator through the window before speeding off. Though Fish and Wildlife Conservation officials were able to remove the alligator from the fast food restaurant without injuries, James still could have faced up to 5 years in prison. He later pled guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges, receiving 1 year of probation, a $500 fine, and 75 hours of community service. James was also ordered to stay away from Wendy's restaurants. In July of 2019, people across the US were disgusted to find out about the latest supposed trend on social media: the ice cream challenge. A video of a teenage girl had gone viral that showed her removing a half-gallon tub of Bluebell ice cream from the frozen aisle in Walmart and licking it before putting it back on the shelf. Because Bluebell ice cream has no plastic seal or covering, it was impossible for customers to know if the brand's ice cream had been tampered with. The incident led to several other copycat videos being posted in the following days. The videos caused significant backlash not only from Bluebell ice cream, but also from retailers, some of whom ended up throwing out all of the ice cream on the shelves that matched flavors appearing in the videos. While it is unclear what happened to the original ice cream licker because she was a juvenile, at least 2 others were tracked down and forced to pay fines or serve minor jail sentences. In November of 2019, the city of Toronto made international headlines after a man began throwing feces at people on the city's university campuses over the course of several days. 23-year-old Samuel Opaku struck 3 times in total before being arrested, each time carrying a large bucket of fecal matter with him and dumping them on unsuspecting victims. Students at the universities were understandably concerned about the series of attacks, but fortunately, Opaku was arrested after the 3rd incident. He was charged with 5 counts of assault with a weapon and 5 counts of mischief interfering with property. When a New Jersey man texted for some late-night action in the summer of 2019, we're pretty sure escaping from his burning house at 4:30 in the morning wasn't what he had in mind. When 29-year-old Tasia Russell showed up at the residence of her would-be hookup only to find out he had fallen asleep, she evidently wanted to make a point. After going to a nearby gas station and purchasing a lighter and lighter fluid, she returned and set the man's home on fire. The victim's phone records indicate Russell had attempted to call 8 times, also sending text messages such as, "You wasted my money to come here," and "I see you want to die." While the man was able to escape from the fire alive, his home and its contents were completely destroyed. Russell was arrested on several charges, including arson and attempted murder. When Alan Hall's roommate decided to eat his last 3 Chips Ahoy cookies, she likely hadn't counted on it, almost ending in her death. However, when Hall discovered the cookies were missing, it sent him into a violent rage, and he began making death threats. At first, the roommate thought Hall was joking, opening the bathroom door of their apartment only to be grabbed by the throat and thrown into the bathtub. Luckily, the roommate's husband and landlady arrived on the scene before Hall could fully deliver on his death threat, pulling him off the victim before calling the police. Hall was arrested at the scene on charges of attempted murder and aggravated domestic battery. In 2015, a vacationing couple from British Columbia received an alarming phone call from their neighbors. Loud noises could be heard coming from their home, and they feared an intruder had somehow broken in. When police went to investigate, things took a bizarre turn when they found a 24-year-old man completely naked and stuck in one of the house's air vents. He also appeared to be wrapped in insulation to keep himself warm. During an inspection of the house, police discovered that the man had entered by climbing onto the roof and wedging himself through the air vent, where he had proceeded to kick through the ceiling of several rooms of the house before rummaging through the entire place. Even more strangely, it also appeared he hadn't attempted to steal anything. After failing to open a window on the bottom floor, the man tried to escape through the vent he came in through and got stuck. He was arrested at the scene for minor injuries. That brings us to the end of our list. Are there any strange and nonsensical crimes you think we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed our video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thank you for watching.